Hello, welcome to another episode of the You Only Live Once Life and Business Innovation Style Yummy Conversations, where I, Hani, bring you yummy conversations so that you can stay yummy in your body and not only do that, but also live in your liberated leadership, where you're showing up, being in your best energy, attracting synchronicity to you so that you can be amazing, not only in your work, in your teams, in your life, in your business, in your deals, in your conversations, but also just all around feeling amazing. Now, today we're going to be talking about 6 crazy challenges as you're on the brink of your next transformation. And this is something that's come up over and over and over and over again in this week. And so I thought I'd share them with you because even I have experienced them as I was stepping through to my next big player, like playing big. So are you playing big or are you playing small? Because that really determines whether or not you are living in your potential right now. Literally, I have been experiencing crazy, amazing people in the last week. Not only people who are playing on the world stage, international stage, connected to such amazing networks of people that just inspire the F out of me. And at the same time, had the opportunity to welcome in 12 to 16 new clients, right? Isn't that mind blowing in 1 week? That's an opportunity and a potential that's existing. Anyway, so I had to really face, am I playing small or am I still playing big? Because one of the pillars of liberated leadership in terms of success is actually facing the truth of what our potential is and deciding over and over and over and over again to step into the unknown and play big. Because the challenge is, if we're always in the know, always grasping for certainty, always grasping for control, always grasping for what we know, we will never change, because change doesn't exist in the place of known. Change doesn't exist in the place of safety and security. With big risks internally, spiritually, energetically comes big rewards. And if you want to transform, you're going to step out of that comfort zone because you are worth it. Do you feel and do you believe that you're worth it? Right? That's a question that deep down inside, it was really difficult for me to face. All right. So the shadow sides of transformation, the big thing that you're looking for. Are you taking incremental steps in order to achieve the vision of what is possible for you? Are you going for someone that you absolutely adore, creating a beautiful relationship, and yet there is a fear of stepping into the person who you potentially can be and stepping into that today, right? As opposed to a month from now, or stepping into that 6 months from now, stepping into the biggest version of yourself, the most true and authentic, loving version of yourself right now. The leaders that I've been speaking to this week, they make decisions in an instant, right? And they know that it's unknown. And for your business, are you willing to be the leader that you want to be the leader that's required of you to take the next step into the next level of the next magnitude of massive transformation in your business, in your community, in the group or the vision that you're holding for the whole community and the whole world, right? Some people are playing on the world level. And are you limiting yourself? So the first point is understanding, is your dream and the actions to your dream a limitation to your potential? Or are you actually taking the steps to face the fear and expand? So you know the truth, and yeah, and it is really, I'm really calling the part out of you, because I had to realize that I was playing small in some cases, and I needed to work through it, heal the wounds, to be able to step out and stay strong and recognize the value of myself. And so can you, right? And the reason I do this over and over again as I meet each challenge is because I'm walking my talk. All right, step 2, anxiety with infinite possibility, because our energy work and our transformation work and our sessions bring you to infinite possibility. Infinite possibility means you have the capability to create whatever the F you want, right? And that's in relationship, that's in negotiation situations, that's in executing your vision with multiple stakeholders. You can experience and exude and be the person who's able to create the success that you want. And in transforming into that person, and in transforming into that frequency, and in transforming into that version of yourself, there's going to be infinite possibility. And as I was speaking to someone who is extremely playing at a high level in this field, who I'm so excited to continue supporting, was telling me, with these infinite possibilities come infinite anxiety. So because of the unknown, because there's no clear-cut plan, because it's infinite, right? The planet's infinite, and whatever you want to create, there comes anxiety because you cannot pin it down. You can only align to your truth. So how are you dealing with that anxiety? And can you deal with that anxiety, right? So notice that infinite anxiety, overwhelm, chronic fear. Anxiety is just a form of chronic fear. And self-monologue, what are you speaking and saying to yourself in this situation? Because what you're saying to yourself affects how you step and how you make decisions, whether to say small or big, right? Let me just turn on the light real quick. Woo! All right, next thing. Okay, so we've got, next thing is, are you choosing the most expansive option, or are you actually choosing something that is small? Are you giving yourself less when you know that you're meant and your potential is for more? Are you choosing based off of fear, or are you choosing based off of potential and courage? When you know that, you know what you're allowing yourself to be deserving of, and you know what you're capable of. So are you making the right choices for yourself? You can feel into it. When you're making a decision, you can feel into, are you really stepping into your full potential? And a lot of people get tripped up about this, but if you are a liberated leader and you are a leader, liberate yourself from your fear. You don't have to listen to the fearful voice in your head, because that's what's stopping you, right? So if you did not have fear and you knew you could do it, and you knew that you would find whatever way possible, and that you would be able to step into that transformation each time that transformation calls, would you do it? Right? So it's all about confidence, and it's all about inner power. When you can garner that, when you know that you have the belief in yourself to charge forth in this army, sounds funny because it's like an army analogy, but to charge forth for your mission, for your belief, for what you truly stand for, and the transformation of who you can become, will you choose that? Now, the third thing we talked about is the limiting monologue, right? In limitation, there's so many ways you can analyze your thoughts. Is this a limiting thought, or is this an expansive thought? Is this a limiting behavior, or is this expansive? Making the decision to go for something. Is it just a limitation of how much you can heal? Is this a limitation of how much energy you can have? So for example, I have a lot of clients who want to deal with anxiety, they want to deal with overwhelm, they want to deal with health issues, or they want to deal with anger management or loneliness, right? So as you're choosing, sometimes once it gets to the point of they're standing on the cliff, looking at the bungee jump, like jumping into the unknown, they're like, freak out. Total, like froze, fight or flight response, freeze or freezing response, choosing the easier way out and not actually dealing with the root of the issue, and just taking band-aid approaches to see if they can just band-aid it in the moment, but not actually going deep and clearing the stuff out and facing the unknown of not knowing where the depth of this issue might take you. And so what are those limiting monologues that are in your head, limiting yourself from truly transforming, truly making this a thing of the past, right? Truly allowing yourself to feel, you know what? I don't need to deal with this anymore. I don't need to deal with this for any longer. I will never become or turn back. I'm only moving forward. I will never allow this identity to take hold of me again. It takes that much conviction and that much certainty in yourself to know that you will never allow yourself to feel and to act in a way that you no longer are aligned to. And that's what I'm calling forth from within you, because you deserve to live in your potential. Now, the fourth thing is your risk level. We talked a little bit about this. The fourth way that you sabotage yourself, or the shadow side of transformation, or the blocks to transformation, is not understanding that your shadow self will come through and throw you every single trick it's got in your bag to keep you safe. Right? So if you're not taking a risk on playing big, you are limiting yourself and allowing yourself to play small. Now, how do you show up in the rest of your world? Do you want to see results that are beyond your expectations? Do you want to see and surprise yourself with what's possible? If you do or if you don't, that is up to you. But you know that when you take a risk on yourself and you take a risk on what you're capable of in your transformation, what can you possibly lose? Right? Especially with someone who's adept and professional, and a group or an experience that you know will deliver the tools, the insights that allow you to transform. So it's really about how dedicated and how committed are you to your transformation. Oh boy, I just it makes me feel so worked up and so energized to say this, because I see so many people take the step forward, and I'm just so excited and proud of them. And I know that it's not about clarity of exactly what's going to happen, but it's the clarity and their conviction of becoming who they are meant to become in the process of transformation. And this is the type of leader and liberated leader that this world needs today. Not ones that step back because of fear, ones that step through fear because of courage, right? Courage to focus and courage to go for the vision that you have of what is possible for you, for your friends, for your community, whatever it is that dedicates and moves you. Now, the fifth thing is perseverance, right? It requires so much perseverance, and so many things can block you from persevering and can want to trick you into, the certainty of playing small is more seductive than the unknown and the perseverance it takes to thrive over and over again in the world of unknowns. So how are you showing up, right? It sounds scary. Yes, it does. But it also has the potential to show you exactly and how amazing and what capability that you do have. And the synchronicity that magic happens, miracles happening, lives in the state of unknown. It's not in the known, because if it's known, you would already create it, right? So how much can you tolerate that risk of the unknown, of your next chapter, the next magnitude of your transformation? And what are you willing to do to persevere through this? Transformation is inevitable when you are going through the unknown. It's inevitable when you do your inner work. It's inevitable when you work through all your fears and you work through the boundaries of your identity shifting into that version of yourself. Incremental shifts help. But it's like, it may not get you what you really want. Because if you're watching this, you're wanting something bigger, some bigger transformation. And of course, this doesn't mean that you have to make it a ground shaking moment. Transformation happens internally. It's a shift inside. It's not something that you drastically have to be intimidated by. It's to face the reality of what you want and taking the steps that your insights tell you. It's not forcing yourself to do something you don't want to. It's helping you do the things you want to already. Now, the sixth thing is similar. So are you taking small steps? We already talked about this a little bit. Or are you taking bold steps that are in alignment with your truth? Are you trusting your own truth, right? Because when you're playing small, playing big, like what decisions you are, whether it's in your health, are you playing small? Or whether it's in your business, are you making the decisions? Are you really getting the clients and the jobs that inspire you, that make you feel that, you know, it's on mission and on purpose? Are you creating out of fear of not having enough income, or are you creating out of boldness on how you stand for something and that you could create? You know, are you creating the highest value for yourself in your love life, right? Or in your intimate relationships, or your relationship with yourself and your self-worth and your self-trust? Are you taking the bold decisions to create the deepest amount of progress in this? Or are you taking baby steps and playing small? Are you grabbing to the known of what you already know and what you feel comfortable with? Or are you actually stepping into the uncomfort zone? Transformation is uncomfortable. That's why it's called transformation. And ooh, I'm so yellow right now. And let's see. And the last point that I want to share with you is these are all normal human behaviors. It's normal human behavior to feel the fear. It's normal human behavior to swish swash back and forth, choosing safety and security. It's normal human behavior to take small risks, risk small, play small. And it's time for us to normalize, to be able to go bigger, right? And when we challenge ourselves, we challenge all of our fears. We challenge all of our comfort zones. And there's no free path to get to joy. There's no free path to get to health. There's no free path to get to where you want to go, because there is a transformational process that you're spiraling up with, and you've got to face some really crazy stuff in order to get to the other side. Unless, of course, you know, something major happens, like someone passes away, you know, touch wood, and respect and honor. But someone passes away, something really big happens, you lose your job, you lose your relationship, you lose a limb, right? Like something big happens, and then people are ready to transform because the pain is really big. But if you don't have a bit pain that is physically excruciatingly pain for you, then you've got to face the uncomfort zone, and you got to step through that, because that's how painful it could be to rip apart the cocoon and fly into your butterfly self, where you transform your entire form, right? So these are the 6 to 7 keys and blocks that you may be having in you if you're not playing big. So we have a Liberated Leadership Synchronistic Wealth program that actually takes people through the process of transformation. It's a 6 to 12 month experience. And in the first month itself, you already start breaking through these crazy things and allowing yourself to really connect to your purpose, so that you can see the shift happen in your world around you and create all that momentum by simply changing who you are and who you be, and facing the fears that are stopping and limiting you. You know when you're ready to step through this, and I can't wait to see you. All right, so I'll put some links below. Click through them to see what excites you. And if anything you take away from this video, choose to play small or choose to play big. Feel fear, step through that anyway, and face who you really came here to be. Do not repeat the same mistakes that you did in your past into your future. Grow. All right? That's all for today. I love you so much. Have a beautiful day.